This title match is set for one fall, with a 30-minute time limit. Coming at first, we have TheKknowley challenging Mr. Douglas Battelle for the YPW World Heavyweight Championship. This big match was requested by Douglas himself, who wanted to show he's a dominant champion. This is quite the historic night. This is not only the first title defense in YPW history, but also the first Hell in a Cell match. This is an enormous opportunity for any superstar, let alone TheKknowley, who has not yet won a match in YPW. This would be an enormous victory if he could win the title here tonight against Mr. Douglas, who has not yet lost a single match. Out second, we have Mr. Douglas Battelle, the champion, the YPW World Champion, and the first ever title defense for any title, let alone that one in YPW. There will be more titles down the line, but for right now, this is the only prize in YPW. There's a bounty on Mr. Douglas's head for that title, and tonight, TheKknowley may be the one to cash it in. The champion looking confident coming into this matchup. Thinks this one is a surefire match, what with it being a no disqualification Hell in a Cell match, playing right into his wheelhouse, but could the high-flying antics of TheKknowley be exactly what it takes to finally defeat the winning streak of Mr. Douglas? You can see here the challenger, TheKknowley in the red corner. And facing him down tonight is the champion, defending from the blue corner, the YPW World Champion, Mr. Douglas. The referee moving in to take the YPW World Championship from Mr. Douglas to show to the audience. Shows it to TheKknowley, remind him of his prize. And there it is. The cage is lowered. Again, this is no disqualification. First man to make a pinfall or submission inside the ring wins this matchup. There's nowhere to run, and there's no interference, as TheKknowley, knowing what's on the line here tonight with some wicked strikes early on, managing to take the champion down to his back. But no, Douglas manages to kick back. Grabs him by the wrist, throws him, reels him back in, hip toss with a big power move to take him over early in this matchup. Tries to lift him back up, but no, arm drag takes him back over. TheKknowley's got to use his speed and agility to take over in this match. Hooks him up here, vertical suplex, some power out of TheKknowley early on in this match. This could be the ending of TheKknowley's losing streak as well as Mr. Douglas's winning streak, along with the first ever unsuccessful title defense. Drop kick to the knee there. This is an absolutely historic night for YPW. For the ending of Season 1, another flurry of wicked strikes ending in that roundhouse kick, flooring him. Rear waist lock here, trying to just squeeze all the air out of the chest of Mr. Douglas. Back chop, goes for another punch, but no, huge headbutt. Absolutely floors him as his legs give out from under him, struggling to get back to his feet. Fireman's carry takeover there, manages to bring him down, but no, pushed off once again by Mr. Douglas. Second push off. Spins him around, goes for something from behind here. Inverted DDT there, spikes the back of his head into the mat, but his attacks to the head going to be enough. Jawbreaker there by Mr. Douglas. He goes low for double leg takedown, but is caught in a front face lock and hammered across the back. Beal, as he absolutely throws him into those steel ring cables. Raw strength on display. European uppercut there by TheKknowley. free fall as he's just pressed into the sky. 1, 2, 2.5 count already for Mr. Douglas as he just launched TheKknowley into the air and let him drop straight down to the mat. Rear waist lock. He's got him by the knee. Shin breaker there, blowing out the shin. Could be trying to take the high-flying ability away from TheKknowley, keep him from climbing those ropes, keep him from sprinting at him. Big elbow strike right across the face. Really fast corkscrew elbow there, but doesn't manage to take him down. Neck breaker finally brings him back down to the mat. TheKknowley with that amazing corkscrew back elbow, but no back body drop out of nowhere. And another pinfall attempt. 1, 2, barely a 2 count. Remember, there is no rope break in this matchup. You're not safe next to the ropes. Upstruck missed, but no, point break! Absolutely spikes his face down to the mat, hooks the leg. 1, 2, and only a 2 count. That was a finishing maneuver there by TheKknowley. You see there, he hooked the leg there and just pulled with all of his body weight down on the head as he spiked the face of Mr. Douglas down the mat, and a second neck breaker there. An absolutely wicked face buster. Stomp to the arm with the wrist tied up, trying to take the power game out. Snapmare takeover and a rear chin lock, perhaps trying to weigh down on the neck. Doesn't seem to be having a good grip there, though, as Mr. Douglas powers out of the hold. Went for the Glasgow kiss, but no, TheKknowley saw it coming. He studied his opponent for this matchup. Back elbow to the corner. Throws him into the blue corner. No, off the ropes. Drop kick to the knee, but he only drops him down to one knee. Isn't able to get him fully down. Another headbutt there by Mr. Douglas as he's thrown off into the corner. Kick right to the chest. He's getting his win back here and raking the boot right across the face of Mr. Douglas. Hooks the leg. 1, 2, only a 2 count as the champ stays in this one. The Iron Man, Mr. Douglas Vittel, still in this. Lifted up. Spikes him with another inverted DDT, a lifting, falling inverted DDT, and a punch right to the back of the neck. Stomp to the chest. Some absolute brutality here. Punt to the lower back. Absolute brutality by TheKknowley. Trying to take control here. A third neck breaker, but he doesn't have the energy to get back up on this one. Trying to struggle to crawl over. Could be going for a pin. No, struggling up to his feet. TheKknowley is up. Club across the back of the neck. Goes for the air swoop, but is countered back into the blue corner by Mr. Douglas. He's got him here. He's powering him up. Puts him up into the corner there. Just scooped him into the corner as he starts choking his throat out with the boot. Pulls him over with the half Nelson. 1, 2, only a 2 count. TheKknowley staying in this one. He knows what's on the line tonight. The first ever YPW title defense. Another neck breaker, the 4th neck breaker of the match. And his neck has got to be screaming in agony. One good submission on that injured neck, and this match could be all over. Spins him around. Drops him another inverted DDT. Hooks the leg. 1, 2, only a 2 count once again. TheKknowley came in with a game plan. Wear him down with strikes early on, then changed to working the neck. He's getting a breather. Turns Mr. Douglas over, and another clubbing blow to the back of the head. He went for a snapmare there, but no, countered out of it. Russian leg sweep there by Mr. Douglas. Pulls him back up to his feet. Glasgow kiss as he just plants the skull into his forehead. 1, 2, and no, 2.9. We have seen that move put away opponents in the past, but TheKknowley barely managing to get the shoulder up. He's still in this matchup. Throws Mr. Douglas into the blue corner. Goes for that kick to the gut, but doesn't work this time. No, another neck breaker. But once again, TheKknowley cannot struggle back up to his feet. He just doesn't have the energy. He's managing to just barely roll over as he watches his opponent climb back up to his feet. The champ is back on his feet. What could he be going for here? No, another neck breaker. TheKknowley just wants to put him away. He's going for something big here. He's climbing to the top of the blue corner. Could be looking to jump on him. What's he going for here? He's waiting. He's getting a breather. I'm not sure what he's thinking of here. He's waiting too long. He decides it's not worth jumping on him. He may have decided, no! Spear out of nowhere, throwing all the body weight in, right into the sternum. 1, 2, and not 3. TheKknowley kicks out of the spear, absolutely being impaled with that spear of Mr. Douglas. We've seen him put away so many opponents with that move. Lifts him up, and an atomic drop. TheKknowley sitting on that blue turnbuckle for too long, perhaps trying to get his breath back, waiting to see if, just walking across the gut, waiting to see if Mr. Douglas would get up, but waited too long. Snapmare takeover. Mr. Douglas gets a rear chin lock in, wrenching back on the chin. TheKknowley is perhaps trying to think if he should dive on him, worried about being caught in that spear like we've seen before, or perhaps even being worried about the height of the cage. Not entirely sure why he didn't make the dive, but it bit him in the end as he got caught with that wicked spear. Jawbreaker there, creates a little bit of distance by TheKknowley. Both men have used finishing maneuvers in this match, and neither one has won. This truly is a title match. Once again, scoop slam position and getting him into the Tree of Woe in the turnbuckle, hooking the foot under the rope, and just stomping the head into the turnbuckle as he drops skull first to the mat. Brutal maneuver. He's got him back up on his feet, and a big spinning side slam drapes across him for the pinfall. 2 and 3. Out of nowhere with that spinning side slam, absolutely drilling TheKknowley into the side of the mat. Once again, the rope is not safety in this matchup, and we have it, the first ever title defense in YPW history. Mr. Douglas retains the YPW World Championship. You can see here early on with the neck breakers, as the power game of Mr. Douglas too strong as he throws him overhead but doesn't quite get the pinfall. Interestingly enough, these two men, and we can see Point Break here as he spiked his face into the mat, but it wasn't enough to put Mr. Douglas away even with the back press. Interestingly enough, these two men never left the ring of the Hell in a Cell match. The only way the Hell in a Cell played a role here is no disqualification. This would have been a rope break right there, but there were no rope breaks in this matchup. I was expecting to see a much more brutal matchup, but for whatever reason, Mr. Douglas decided he wanted to keep this one inside the ring. And TheKknowley wisely not going to the outside, knowing he didn't have the power advantage, but there you see it, the spinning side slam that spiked him into the side of the mat. That was just enough to put him away, just rattling his head off the bottom rope there. As the referee retrieves the YPW World Championship to hand it back to Mr. Douglas Mattel, as we see the final match in Season 1 of YPW. Thank you for joining me in this series. Let me know what you think in the comments section for Season 2 in WWE 2K17.